It's all up to you and see what works. To me, what
Okay.
worked was afterwards. I've seen a lot of open houses, like big open houses, to come into the property, they have to sign in. It all depends. If you're gonna do that, and I was told one time to say something like, hey, for the owner's safety and security, he wants everybody to sign in, even just your email address.
And that's the other thing. Do you ask for both phone and email? I usually just ask them for the email.
I think the
'cause
email's important.
Some
'Cause,
people get a little.
Yeah, and they do. The email's important because that's data that they're probably never going to change. People will change their phone address, people will move addresses, but people always keep their email address. How long have you had your email address?
Ever, never, ever.
Right?
25 years.
Yeah,
Since Yahoo came out.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. People don't, and they'll always have it, right? How many phone numbers have you gone through?
How many phone numbers?
Yeah.
2.
I actually have the same one forever and ever and
Yeah.
ever.
Probably about 2.
Huh?
Yeah. But exactly. But you're at a different life point, right?
1,
But
2, 1.
right, and I've had 3, and
I've had 2.
One every 10 years I get a new phone number, even though that seems like a long span.
Well, and you moved from down
Right.
south to here.
Yeah,
and-
but even down south, I had a different one. So what you want to do is build these clients for life. The only way you're going to do that is by gathering information that they're not going to change, and people are more apt to give you their email. But as they walk in, if there's a
Yeah,
lot
'cause
of
they
people,
don't want you calling them, bugging them, or.
yeah, and people communicate via text and email now, anyways, or Facebook Messenger. So they walk in, you let them, you smile, you point out a couple of things. If there's a lot of people, you can't do that with everybody. But let's say there's only one person, then you definitely want to go and you want to definitely talk to them about the house. But it's more like, hey, well, what do you think about the house? Oh, give me a negative comment.
I don't like the paint.
You don't? Yeah. It's kind of different, isn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, how long have you been looking?
6 months.
Oh, no way! 6 months. Wow, there's a lot of inventory. Why haven't you bought anything? I'm just out of curiosity.
Just haven't found anything that suits my needs.
Oh, really? Okay, is it the size or the price point?
Price point.
Oh, okay. So this is at 350,000. What were you looking at?
More 3.
More 3. Okay. I'm trying to think because we list a lot of property in an office. I'm trying to think if there's something coming up. I don't have anything off the top of my head, but why don't you give me your email address and I'll just shoot you some maybe tomorrow or the following day. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. And then you have it in the paper, you fill it out. Hey, just out of curiosity, because a lot of my sellers want to know, are you going to be paying cash or are you financing?
Financing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who are you working with? Somebody local?
No. I haven't really worked with anyone. Just kind of keeping my eye out.
Oh, okay. So you want to finance the property, but you haven't yet committed to anybody.
Exactly.
Okay. So how do you know 350 is a good price point for you?
Or 300, because of my finances.
Oh, okay. So you've already looked at like, hey, this is my down payment.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's always good to be schooled. Have you been paying attention to the interest rates?
A little bit.
A little bit. Hey, would you mind if I get your information over to a lender and he could show you today's interest rates?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Hey, well, good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thank you very much.
And then you work on the follow-up. But you see how that went? The whole conversation, and it's a very different conversation. I was able to be intrusive, but not too aggressive. I was able to.
I know, that's what my fear is being, I feel like I'm being nosy, but then again,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of be.
Well,
You know how many times people will sit there and say, wow, I didn't know that. Especially for me, being able to tell them there's 3 people you're going to be involved in a purchase. Your lender, your realtor, and your title person. That's going to be the end of it. But that lender portion, because they're more afraid of us as a realtor, but they really appreciate when you really do tell them.
yeah, but that's the goal. But my thing is, I was trying to find out. My biggest thing is like,
Yeah.
where are you moving from? How long have you been looking? Because if I know that you've been looking, that you just started, in this market, it's going to be tough to close you right away. But Dawn told me 6 months. She's going to go into my A bucket.
Yes.
I'm going to follow up on her. I'm going to give her way more attention than anybody else because I know that she's there. And she's probably already frustrated by not being able to find it. She hasn't told me that, but that time frame tells me that. 6 months to 9 months. And,
True.
so that's what it is. And then I probably would have pushed for your phone number at the end. I'd have been like, hey, just to confirm that you received my emails, why don't you jot down your phone number, and I'd do it like this. Why don't you just jot down your phone number right there, and then I'll text you, just to make sure.
So you wouldn't ask them, do you mind giving me your number?
No.
You just.
No, everybody minds
kinda
everything.
tell.
Yeah.
Everybody minds.
Everybody minds everything,
Sure.
You mind, yeah, even me talking now, you guys mind. I'm gonna sue.
It's on the words, yeah.
Yeah.
I never have the words.
Well, and it has to be, it's very, like, very, how do you say this, very,
Thank you.
Thank you.
sorry. It's very, yeah, it has to do with the words, but it's, the reality is that it's very much, you know, kind of, it's to me, it's an expected yes, irregardless, that's the way I present everything. Even though it might be a no, it's to me, in my mind, that you've already said yes. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that phone number, of course I am, that's kind of what I think. And that's where I think a lot of my confidence comes from, because I don't expect anybody to tell me no, unless I want them to tell me no, right? But again, that's really on you guys to be able to present that.
Sure.
And be okay, like if you would've said, no, I'd rather not, I said, you know what, that's fair, why don't you just take that info and then maybe we'll catch each other later, good luck. Okay, hey Maria, by the way, how long have you been looking? You know?
The next one.
That's really what it comes down to. It's like I'm not, and I had a client recently that I showed the house, showing, they wanted to see like 6 houses, and Susan here knows the client, and then we were looking at houses, and the first one came around, I'm like, we spent 10 minutes in this place, so what are we doing? So I went to her and I said, hey, I said, what do you think about this house? It's kind of, and then she had somebody else there that was like wanting to see everything. I said, hey, look, I'm not trying to sell you every house. I just want to sell you one. So if this isn't the right one, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, let's not
Okay.
spend a half hour.
And then I would direct myself to her. Then we'd go to the next one. Do you even want to go upstairs? Does this seem like your house? No. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Because I'm not there to show them every single piece and try to sell them a house. Because I know for a fact that people don't buy houses. People buy houses based on emotion and feeling when they walk in.
When they walk in.
When they walk in, they're like, oh, this is the house for me. Or when they drive up, oh, this is beautiful, this is the house for me. They've already sold themselves. You don't need to
Yeah.
sell them at that point. You know, what you want to do is make sure that they get funneled there fast. That's my thinking behind it. People have different styles, but that's kind of the way I work. And it's worked out for me because my average, when I'm working with the buyer, I don't know, maybe a week and a half before I get them in a contract. You know, that's what it is. But again, it's one of those things where
They know.
yeah, they know, and you know that they know, or you know that they don't know, you know? And if you know what, if I haven't identified the houses for them that they're looking for, the type of house, then I haven't done my job right beforehand. I didn't ask them the right questions. If I'm showing them 4 bedrooms and I know they wanted 2 bedrooms, that's my fault, right? If I know that they wanted the south side
But
and I'm
you don't
showing the north
attempt
side.
that just in case, like.
No, there's no
maybe
just in case.
There's just no in case.
Well, you know that, just like,
Yeah.
you know that.
But sometimes you wonder, you know?
Yeah,
Because there has been times where they're kind of like, wow, we didn't think about that, or, you know,
yeah.
or
yeah.
bigger bang for their buck, you know?
Yeah, and no, and they're,
That's
I've
amazing.
had clients go from 280, they start calling me and they're like, oh, I'm just looking at 280, and they end up buying at 420.
Mhm.
But I do all that I have a lot of conversations beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go spend a whole day with them showing houses until I've really pre-screened them and really found their motivation, really found what they want. And when they start telling me, oh, what type of house do you live in is a good question. Oh, my house is 2,500 square feet. It was built in 1997. It's old. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, and I have granite countertops, and they're not updated now because I want accordion, and so forth and so on. So what I'm listening to cues. Okay, right now, 1997 is old for them. 2,400 square feet is small for them. So I'm gonna recommend instantly. I'm gonna say like, okay, hey, I got the perfect houses. They're new houses. Oh, I don't want to buy new because because I might get a whatever. Then I'd be like, okay, well, what are you looking for? Oh, then they send me houses, and I've had this before. 1985, 1986, 1987. I already know it's not gonna work for them. So I said, why don't we do this? Let's go look at that one. Let's go look at the houses that I found for you, and then see which one you want to buy from there. Okay. And they usually buy the one that I've identified because I found what they're looking for, right? So you have to be able to ask a lot of questions and be that nosy.
So in that case where you showed them the house that they wanted to see, which was an older house,
Right.
but then you show them the one that you picked.
Right.
Is it a newer house or
Always.
is that what?
Yeah.
okay.
And because I've listened to them and they've said, hey,
They can pick everything.
well, not only that, but they've already told me I live in a 1997 house and it's old. That's a negative. They're attaching a negative, something negative to that. So you're not gonna do it. That's why with the other client that we had, Susie, remember, they wanted to see this house in Presidential and all that. I was like, that's not gonna work for them. Regardless, they don't care about the area. They're more concerned about the age of the home. And that's why they go show them the new house in Los Palace. And that's why they bought 2017 up here, because I knew that from the beginning.
In Dos Palace.
They bought one here on
Oh,
Colorado.
here.
Yeah, but that was the thing is I realized that they weren't, and I showed them one in college reunions. I showed them one on Smoky, and that's a nice house, but it's not what they had identified as what they wanted, right? Even though they were being pushed to it. So that's when I lined up newer houses, regardless of what they said. And you know, when you present it that way, they're okay with that. And then they say, oh, you know what, you're right. Because remember, you guys are the professionals, right? That's where your value comes in, is being able to identify and guide them. It's like them going to a doctor and saying, I have a heart problem. I think I need these 3 valves replaced. Can you just replace them for me, please? Like, no. What doctor's going to do that, right? Right? Yeah. So put yourself in that same position. You know? So anyways, sorry, to get another tangent. I've been going off on tangents trying to keep the meeting short. But it's a good conversation. It's a good conversation.
I'll get a recap later. Oh.
Well, it's all on YouTube. It'll be all on YouTube, so you'll get it all. Anyways, so repetition is recognition. Brand yourself. Present yourself to as many times as you can to all the neighbors. Buy, if you can, buy 10 personalized open houses, because again, if you're going to be putting them out at 7 in the morning, you want people driving by and seeing your name and number. Cool?